gay best friend. Ooh. Banter with your gay best friend. Ooh. That's Leah Donis, my gay best friend. And I'm grateful for him until the end.
Hey y'all, it's Leah Donis, and this is the finale episode of Banter with your gay best friend. And I have my bestie, Sunny. So Sunny, oh my goodness, she is just a ball of energy, an amazing person. Sunny, I really knew you was that girl when you came to my house after my mom passed and you cooked those tacos for the house. I was like, I fucked for her.
And I put on that wig.
You put on that red wig.
That wig was about to
She
have
put on
me
that
out
red
here. That was
wig,
my
and
personality.
baby, yeah, she ate that. So on this episode, we're gonna talk about being vegan and what I feel is like the decline of being vegan. I feel like a lot of the vegan restaurants that I've known are starting to close, and like it's like almost like the fad is starting to go away. So I'm gonna let you introduce yourself to the people because you do everything. Sunny does everything.
Hey y'all, Sunny Speaks Vegan on Instagram. Also, Sunny Speaks Vegan on TikTok. Follow me on TikTok because I'm hilarious.
Period.
And I am the creator of the world's first instant vegan soy-free oxtail that you can purchase online, sunnyspeaksvegan.com, or we are in different restaurants and about to be in grocery stores.
Period. That's right. My girl, when I tell you she's a hustler, I have never met a hustler before. This is a hustler right here.
It takes one to know one. Though.
Period.
It takes one to know one.
You hustle down. And you hustling smart.
Thank you. I received that.
So let me ask you this: do you feel like vegan, like the vegan? I don't want to say fad. That's
fad is fine.
Okay, like the vegan fad is kind of going away.
I feel like yes, in a lot of senses. And one reason why I think we're seeing it like so rapidly, and it's also like caught on to people's attention, is because of COVID, right? I don't know if we could say the Pandarosa, y'all, the Panacea salmon. Because at that point, I think vegan, especially particularly Black vegans, because a lot of people who are vegans that are Black made initial transitions because of their health or just the health of their community, people in their family, the diseases we could go on and on about.
Yeah.
And so in that space, then you have this outlier situation, which is COVID, world pandemic, all of this stuff is happening. And so people are saying, well, whatever the comorbidities are, whatever these other things are.
And Sunny's educated.
And the only. Hello.
Yes, right. I know y'all see my orange and green.
Correct.
Period.
Whatever other comorbidities I can take away, let me try to take away. And I think there was like a lot of miseducation. There was a lot of, blowing up and a little bit of scamming in that period. And I'm not talking about PP. I'm talking about, some vegans like selling sea moss as though it's like, oh, this is the end-all cure. Selling black seed oil as it's an end-all cure.
Girls love to sell that elderberry.
Yeah, elderberry, which is not to say that those things don't have the healing elements that they do, but you can't have a microwave approach to health. And that's what I try to like explain to people during the pandemic is like, you can't chase chicken wings with sea moss. You can't slide like a fraction. Like the sea moss doesn't become effective. So now that like, quote unquote, the pandemic is off the table, COVID is gone, quote unquote, because a lot of people recently, I know, been popping back up with COVID. Now that we're seeing all of these things kind of like disappear, then people are saying, well, I can go back to I made it through, and I was half part-time vegan anyway. So if I made it through on what I was doing before and a little bit of sea moss, I can move forward with that,
That makes sense.
as opposed to saying like, this is something that I want to stick full time with. And I think also too, there's that slight division when it comes to like plant-based and vegan. See, plant-based is your diet. Vegan is a lifestyle. So and people don't realize that because vegan is
look in the camera and say that.
Plant-based,
people don't know.
Plant-based is a diet and vegan is a lifestyle. So if you're vegan, you're also not wearing leather. You're also like looking at your makeup, your lotion brands, like what's in it, which I think is a good practice in general, right? Your skin is your largest organ. You don't want to be putting parabens and chemicals and all of this type of stuff. I do think you should be able to have at least a good generous amount of things that you can pronounce in whether you're eating it, putting it on your skin. whatever. So I don't think that that was necessarily like a bad thing. That those are things that come through if you're vegan. You're not going to the zoo. You're not, riding horses or camels and all of that because it's all about animal exploitation.
Yeah.
And so I think people have to notify, that difference. And some people, they do it for their health. Some people do it for, climate change, the animals, whatever. But I think that COVID ending and people being like, oh, well, I survived through it.
Now.
Yeah. So I don't really have to like, go vegan. And I think for places that are like either closing down or, have gone back to like serving meat or whatnot, I think it's also important for people to understand, even outside of the outlier of COVID, which was a huge outlier. You can't discount that at all, right? When you look at the economy now, people are spending money differently. That's just a fact. If you look at the numbers, we have seen over 300,000 Black women leave the workforce. This year alone, people are spending money differently. They're planning, and they don't know what's going to happen. Before, of course, we can talk about like the election cycle and politics. We didn't know what was happening like year to year. Election cycle to election cycle. Now it's day to day. Every day I overcome.
Like now we have like the election and the politics side of things. Now we're also starting to see like the after effects of people that have had COVID and how it's impacting them now. There's so many things that's happening. It's like the girls is broke, the niggas is broke, and the kids can't read.
The kids can't read. Put back hunching in books. Put hunching back in books. The children will read.
Period.
The children will read. They can't read.
7th grade with like a 3rd grade reading level, like, child. But that's another episode.
I lived it. I worked it. But yeah, I think that's the biggest. I think COVID is like the biggest reason why we're seeing that change. And I also think that this is me putting my business hat on too. When it comes to like vegan restaurants, so we are a small number of the population. I don't even want to say the number because I'll get it wrong. I think globally we're like 3%. Vegans are like 3% of the population or something like that. So you can't expect 3% of the population to sustain, right? Restaurants is all about location. It's all about what you can do. And so like when I look at, and I think everyone looks at like Slutty Vegan, like a brand model of like, this is what I can be. I can have multiple chains, franchise, all of it. One thing that I think is important to know when we talk about that, especially in the vegan industry, and we talk about the girls who still get money, Picky Cole being one of them, right? When it comes to like Slutty Vegan,
being one of them.
Me being one of them, happy to be in the number. What Slutty Vegan does well is that they do a lot of things well, but they're like the McDonald's of vegan food, which means that they have patented not only their brand and the experience, but they patented consistency, which is not something that you get often from small restaurants, right? Jerry works on Tuesday. Jerry makes the best pasta, but Jerry's off on Thursday. Now you came in and you got the worst pasta, right? Slutty Vegan is consistent across the board, the same way as if you go to McDonald's in Arkansas or Michigan, the McChicken's gonna taste the same. Your Big Mac with a few variations of it being maybe sloppier or neater, more or less sauce. For the most part, the standard is the same across the board, and Slutty Vegan has done that. They're consistent. You get a burger in Atlanta tastes just like,
a burger in
New York, Brooklyn,
Tampa. They just one down here recently.
Yeah, correct. So I think that's important. When other vegan companies are like studying to be great and moving forward as far as like restaurants and the girls closing down, study those things about Slutty Vegan. Their consistency is their experience from when you walk in the door to when you leave the door is the same across the board, every store, because they have they're large enough, but since she first started, she had created a company culture. Every company has a culture. So the reason why Chick-fil-A employees are so nice is the reason why you have why people will pay more at Target to essentially get the same product, but you have a different experience at Target than going into Walmart, right? Which we're still not going to Target anymore. Be very clear about that.
I'm not going to
Yeah, let me be very clear about that. But that's what people are paying for. You're paying for the same products that's in Walmart. You're just paying for a different experience. You're paying more for the experience. So.
Yeah. So do you believe like being vegan has health benefits that you've experienced?
100%. Number one, I would start off with my cycle. Cycle is shorter. It's not as intense. the migraines have pretty much gone away. Back pain has pretty much gone away. And I will say this, not only being vegan, but plant-based, like whole food plant-based. Because for a moment in my vegan journey, like it didn't need to have animals, and that was like okay for me. And so you have all of these brands, I'm not gonna say no names, but big brands that have all these different chemicals, all these different things that you were initially trying to escape, because for a lot of people eating vegan is just eating healthier, right? Which is not the same thing, because Coca-Cola's vegan, Hawaiian Punch is vegan, like Oreos are vegan, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's not shade dropping, I love me some Oreos, but they're not necessarily healthy for you. If you were saying, oh, I want to lose 10 pounds, no one would say, oh, okay, go ahead and eat Oreos. Yeah, they're healthy for you. They're not. Yeah. Right. And so I think when we're in that space, it's just like important to understand that difference of like eating whole food, plant-based, or eating like a healthier vegan diet than eating the other diet. So even though I was vegan, I would say maybe like a year and a half ago, I started getting these insane cramps. And when I say insane, I mean, if I felt like smoking crack would help, I would have tried it. I would have gave it a college try. That's just how much pain I was in. And I noticed, shout out to Jasmine Duke, she has an amazing ebook called The Plant Coochie Chronicles, and it talks about cycle syncing. You know, women have 4 weeks. We do have our menstrual cycle, but we also have different phases, follicular phase, your ovulation, all of those things. And so she talks about the different things that you need to be eating for your cycle. I started that like 8 months ago, and since that, and I've been vegan this whole time, but since then starting, I haven't had any cramps. I haven't had like the headaches, the feeling like I was gonna die on day 2. So it definitely has health benefits, but it's stuff you have to look up. You know what I mean?
So that's what I was doing. Initially, when I tried the vegan diet, I was doing it for health. It was like you said, like after that COVID scare, it's like, oh, let me try something different. But I ended up doing pescatarian, and I slowly went back to, because I felt like it was just so much work to kind of like do all of the labels to make sure everything was vegan or plant-based. And then for me, it was like a lot of the cultural things. And I think that's what you are really good at, is like making like those cultural staples vegan. Let's talk about that. I'm like, those oxtails. I'm like, we love us some oxtails, but Sunny has created a vegan oxtail. And when I tell you, it tastes like it's right off the goddamn cow.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think that's important. And another industry, just like anywhere else, where we could say representation matters so much, right? Because if you don't see it, you can't be it. And when I first came into it, I felt the exact same way. I was like, okay, I done took out what I've been eating or how I've been eating, and I grew up 2-parent household, a family where we ate dinner together pretty much every night of the week.
Flavor.
Yeah.
Like originally it was no flavor in that vegan stuff. I'm like, it tastes like paper.
Not paper. Yeah, so I grew up eating, you know, like meat, starch, vegetable, like that's just how I grew up eating. So this is, you know, when I came over to veganism and I started, you know, watching videos, again, I'm not gonna say names on different platforms, but I would be looking and I'd be like, what the, like, I don't want to make no raspberry breakfast bar. I ain't never ate no raspberry breakfast bar for breakfast. Like, bitch, where's the ackee and sausage? Vegan? Like, you know what I'm saying?
And I'm like, my mom's Bahamian, my dad's Jamaican, so it was just a flavor household.
Yeah, my mom is Bajan and my dad's Jamaican, so same thing. And so what I realized with that is that if we're just applying these same flavor profiles over to plants, like you're gonna have the same effect, you're gonna have the same experience, and you're gonna have the same opportunity to weave your culture into it. And once you do that, then you don't feel like it, like the veganism is separate. To me, it's not my personality, but it's ingrained in who I am. Like, it's not something that I think about. So that's why I also said about the part with the diet too, because I feel like if you're on a diet, you might go out drinking, and you know, if you're on keto now, you ate fries because you were drinking, or because you know, you're having a lapse in judgment. I can restart on Monday. It's a part of my lifestyle. I can never be drunk enough to where I'm gonna eat a chicken wing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's my lifestyle now. You know.
So I feel like too, I was like, once upon a time, I guess post COVID, it's like everybody in the media was vegan, and now that's slowly fading away. Do you feel like the media plays a big part in like those fads that we take on?
Oh, for sure, 100%. I remember when Beyonce went vegan for Coachella, and at the time, I think I had been vegan for like maybe a year or like a little less than a year. And I was, you know, the annoying vegan, like how most start out, I'm just telling people, hey, you need to go vegan, you need to go vegan, da, da, da. And then Beyonce comes out and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go vegan for Coachella so I can do this and that. And everybody online is like, oh, we're going vegan, Beyonce's going vegan. I'm like, hello. Wake it up, people. I've been here telling y'all the same thing, but you know, I get it. Beyonce is Beyonce, so I'm never gonna be mad at that. But oh yeah, I think it definitely does have influence. And I also don't like when people you know how somebody will say like, oh, like I don't like this and I'm gonna unfollow you, and the people like you don't have to announce it, like you can just go. I feel the same way about like, you know, when celebrities and stuff, or even just prominent influencers, they're like, oh, you know, they're not vegan anymore, or whatever. Like you don't have to.
Like grand announcement.
Yeah, you don't have to announce it. You know.
Oh, I'm not vegan.
Yeah,
like,
and
so.
I think you folks should just do what's best for their body. And I also don't like, and I'm only bringing this up because of our video clip that I saw like with Lizzo, and she was talking about like now that she's slimmer, she was saying like, yeah, I just eat, you know, more whole foods. She was like, I eat lean steak, broccoli, potato, you know, whatever, and that's why, you know, I'm losing weight. Before with the vegan diet, she was like, I was eating so much, you know, because I was also always hungry, and I was like, okay, well, for one, you're making it seem or implying that veganism like held you back from your weight loss goals. Yeah. And I'm like, baby, we were here in the pandemic. Like I've watched you, my own eyes on live, eat like 7 tacos in a row. That is not the work of somebody who's trying to lose weight, whether you're eating meat or not. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So be honest about that. If you weren't vegan and eating the same type of clean diet, whole food, plant-based, whatever the case may be, but now you're doing that with meat, don't try to make it seem like.
Yes, and I feel like that was my problem when I was trying to do the vegan diet, is that I still made the same style of choices. So I would go get the vegan burger at Burger King. I would get like the easy frozen vegan food, and it's like, that stuff that don't help you. It's like, it's not meat, but it's still junk.
And I think it's also important too, and I say this just as a person who travels, in reference to what I was saying as far as her saying about the things that she was eating when she was vegan and it being processed, is you being hungry often is a sign that your body has digested the food, and it's digested the food a lot because it's a lot easier to digest. So that's why you have to eat, you know, to be full, a third of a watermelon, right? But that watermelon in 2 hours, because it's 90% water, you're going to be hungry in 2 hours. So you have to think about nutrition. I think that's the important thing. If people need to not be chasing a diet, they need to be chasing nutrition and health. Yeah. And if you're chasing that, you're going to make the right choices, whatever that may be for your body, because I ain't here to pressure anybody.
Yeah. How do you feel about Beyond and Impossible meat?
Oh, he came out swinging, y'all. I don't think I really have a feeling for them. I think I have, if we were having that conversation, I would put on my business hat and say what I think about them in a business and a marketing sense. But baby, they both multi-million-dollar corporations, and I'm just a single millionaire corporation.
And your stuff tastes way better than both. Sunny has perfected like vegan meat, like.
Yeah, I've been working hard on it. Yes, we did our diaspora dinner on Sunday, and for that dinner, I did grilled meat. I did conch salad. I did a pork belly. I did goat. I did
vegan goat.
Yeah, I made curry goat.
Oh really wow! She's making vegan curry goat like a true Jamaican style.
I had to honor my dad, but that was, you know, I did 3 tries on that goat meat before we got to something that was good for the people. But
that's what's up.
Folks enjoyed it, yeah.
And what inspires you? Like just what cultural things? Your dad, like you said.
I think a part of it is culture that inspires me, but I feel I'm just an artist, and food and like the plate is the canvas. So I always just like to, you know, the same way you are with your jewelry, like I like to express myself differently in a different iteration. I made vegan caviar for Sunday. Like it's just, part of it is like challenging of like, can I actually do this? You know, can I actually pull this off? I made vegan fish fillets for stewed fish. And it's just like, I like to see people experience food. I feel that food is an experience.
That's
It can
what
take
it
you on a
is.
journey. It can tell you a story. It can teach you about where you are in the world. And if it's not going to be experienced, I don't even think we should eat
And
like.
speaking of experiences, your vegan mac and cheese was the first time I ever got through vegan mac and cheese.
Really?
Because it like you cannot tell that it's vegan and like the cheese melt is no like strings of like cheese in it, I guess.
Cheese product.
Yeah, like your stuff is that vegan mac and cheese, like
Thank you.
award winning, chef's kiss. What they do these days?
And not what they do these days. Thank you so much. It's been a journey. It's been a journey. I do have cookbooks on the site as well, where that has the mac and cheese recipe, has the collard greens recipe. Right now I'm doing a bundle where folks can get, if you're looking for the health conscious part, I have a recipe book, 21 fresh, 7 regular raw, 7 regular vegan recipes, 7 raw, and 7 alkaline recipes.
Ooh.
And then the Home for the Holidays is the Home for the Holidays one actually has all your soul food. So your baby shower meatballs, your spinach dip, a hot version, a cold version,
What about
roast
banana
dip.
pudding?
There's banana pudding in there.
Oh,
There's
banana
sweet
pudding,
pie.
y'all. Oh my god, like
And it's so simple. I would literally make that for you any day. That's the simplest dessert I make. It's
I
like
love
5
the banana
ingredients.
pudding, and I'm like,
Well, you know
I don't know what kind of magic you got going on in that kitchen.
No, the literal pudding is already vegan. So I just use oat milk instead of regular milk.
Oh, that makes
I
sense.
use Lorna Doones because they're similar to Chessman cookies.
Mhm.
Lorna Doones and Biscoff for the cookies, and then the whipped cream is yogurt.
Mm.
Literally
See,
like
you just
5
got
ingredients.
some insight. Just got some insight on Banter with your gay best friend.
Got you a little recipe. and you can
Okay,
make.
because baby, that banana pudding have the girls. I'm telling you. So we're gonna play a game called Questions in My Purse.
Love the purse.
Okay.
Do you think HC professionals need therapy? What's HC?
Oh, this is the wrong question.
They are?
Yeah, this is for
Oh, okay.
and cut.
You know what's funny though? Because this had this one on too, so that was perfect.
Oh, period. No, this is for the episode with her. You episode
Oh, okay.
5.
What
In that clear bag.
It's the organization for me.
in the clear bag? Or
Yeah, is it
or
not in
this?
there? The one that say 5, yeah.
And I asked you.
Well, because I literally just put the next one in
This
here.
only one.
All right.
Tell us when you're ready.
It's still recording.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Wait,
So
wait,
we're
wait.
gonna-
We're gonna put it back. And we're gonna do it all over again. Okay, and go.
So we're gonna play a game called Questions in My Purse. I'm gonna let you grab a question.
Do vegan people have more money? I don't have the statistical data behind that, but I would say I think to a certain extent, yes. Just because of the way.
I feel like the lifestyle can be expensive if you don't like really know.
I think vegan lifestyle is yes, because I think if you have the money and you know don't care about the health aspects, then you can just go and grab whatever said substitute. I think if you don't have the money, then you have to be rich in time. I have plenty of friends who are moms and stuff, and they're vegan and they get up at 5 a.m. to make their kids breakfast and lunch and all that stuff, not because they want to win Mom of the Year award, but in order to make sure that their kids maintain a vegan diet and they don't have to worry about them eating stuff at school and this and that, like that's what they have to do. So I think you gonna be
Yeah.
time rich or you're gonna be wealthy rich. I would say that.
Financial rich,
Yeah,
yes,
it's
yes.
just one or the other.
So mine is, it's so funny I get this one because my cousin always asks me this. So it says, does veganism make you gain weight? And he was like, why every vegan I know is fat? I'm like, what? But I don't know. It made me gain weight. And I think now that I speak to you is because I wasn't like putting in that time to like research, and I was choosing like the vegan junk, or I was doing like a lot of starches, like breads and pasta.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I gained like 30 pounds.
Oh.
Like my first month of being vegan, I was like, what the hell is on this?
Okay, so that is the myth. Veganism doesn't make you gain weight. What makes you gain weight is eating in a calorie surplus. That's it. I wish that there was just a simple way that I could explain and be like, oh, this is gonna be the magic pill that's gonna make you lose weight. If I had that, I would be butt naked on the yacht with Beyonce. Because I'd have sold it to y'all already, okay? If I would have thought of Ozempic first, I'd have sold it to you niggas already, okay? But I didn't. So no, veganism does not make you gain weight. I will say this. A lot of people end up gaining weight when they first start veganism because one, they just add a lot more starch to their diet because they don't feel full off of the vegetables. So that's one reason why people do gain weight. I 100% agree with the starch thing, and I think again, you need to be eating. If your goal is to lose weight, you need to be eating in a calorie deficit, regardless of what you're eating. So if you're not tracking and you don't think about, oh well, I had, salmon for dinner, but I stood at the fridge and ate chips while I was thinking about whether I was going to eat salmon, and that ended up being, 150, 200 calories, whatever the case may be. So I think, no, veganism does not make you fat. If you do not eat in a calorie deficit, if you're not getting regular motion and activity, and you're not going to know it. Because a lot of people will eat, like, when they first become vegan, and I did this a lot too, I ate a lot of rice and beans, right? Because it's like,
rice and beans, pasta, bread.
Rice and beans. Well, what a lot of people don't know is because they don't track their food is that beans are equal parts carbs to protein. So you're thinking like, oh, I'm getting protein and I'm getting carbs when you're getting double carbs and half the amount of protein just because you're eating whatever said bean, kidney, pinto, navy, chickpea, whatever. So it's very important that you kind of know those stats. There's a lot of ways to get good protein, lean protein. And then, like I said, anything will work if you stick to it. When I slim down, I noticed is that when I practice intermittent fasting, I do not eat gluten, but specifically not carbs. So if I eat any carbs, I'm eating like a sweet potato, I'm eating, squash, pumpkin, something like that, where I'm getting nutrients from it, as opposed to eating like rice, white pasta, all of those things. It's gonna put it's gonna put weight on you. You eat multiple carbs at one meal, like that's what's gonna put weight on you.
Yeah. Okay. We can debunk that. Got another question.
Was this the last one? Okay. Oh no, this is 2.
You gotta answer them both. Since you grabbed them both.
Okay. So question 1: how do you feel about the vegan police, ma'am? The police. I hate the vegan police. I feel like it's not your job to police anybody's body, and I am pro-choice. So in everything. Period. So, and truthfully, and I know they gonna jump on my head when this episode drops. I don't think veganism is for everyone. I don't think everyone is meant to be vegan. I always say that when I cook for you, my goal is not to get you to go vegan. My goal is to make the food so good that you forget meat is not on your plate. It's just not for everybody, and you're not gonna win anything by trying to, shame something. There's no best vegan award, whether you're raw vegan, because and that's the reason why I want to bring this up too, is because we have the same thing like we have within the Black community, like, okay, once you become vegan, it's like, oh, well, you not alkaline. Well, you not raw. Well, you still eat soy. And you like, okay. And anything I eat don't, don't cause you to poop. So please, it's not that deep. So I don't mess with the police. I will say, though, I have been caught in the comment sections, but I only do that if it's, someone who is not, heavily invested in the vegan movement, but then they try to do a vegan recipe. So for example, Kimmy Creations, I think is her name. She has a huge following, like 4 million, I think like 10 million across all platforms or whatever. And so there's been times where some people will send me like a vegan recipe of hers, and I'll be in the comments and I'm like, hey, you can use this butter, you can use this. Did you try boiling that? Like, they're just giving people like tips that I feel like will better, and not because I think that I'm better than her, but I'm better at cooking vegan than she is. And so if you have that massive platform, I just want people to be informed. So, but other than that, I hate the police.
I'm gonna read my question. Can one enjoy vegan and non-vegan food? And I'm gonna say, of course. I feel like that's where I'm at. It's like it's tasty vegan food that I can eat, but then there's other stuff that I may want to eat that's not vegan without having to be policed. And I feel like I have experienced so many people like trying to be the vegan police, like, oh, that's not vegan.
You
Duh.
You like you're traumatized
I
right
am
now.
traumatized. I'm traumatized because people like will legit be counting your calories, counting your food choices, and it's like, sis, just 2 days ago you was doing that. If I want to point it out,
Correct.
but I don't care to. So I'm like, enjoy what you want to enjoy. Like you said, choose nutrition, get educated. So I'm like, that's where I stand on that.
Yeah.
You can eat vegan food and you can be non-vegan.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I would say 80% of my clients are not vegan, and I like veganism as well too because it caters to all diets, right? So if you are a person who's halal, you can now eat vegan. If you eat kosher, you can now eat vegan. If you have a dairy allergy or an egg allergy, you can now have vegan. If you know what I mean? Like it literally caters to everyone in the room. We can fix things if you have a nut allergy or you're allergic to, whatever. It caters to a lot of things and it knocks a lot of allergens out the way. This was upside down and this said something else. So this why did I think that? But this says, do vegans eat honey? And I thought it said, do vegans eat booty? I'm so sorry.
Well, booty is vegan.
Depending on whose booty it is. I'm sorry. I don't know. They don't even look alike. I don't know why I thought that. Do vegans eat honey? Vegans do not eat honey because honey is made by bees and it is an animal byproduct. So that's another thing of when we were talking about veganism. So it is about like not animal exploitation. And I'll just give you an example where things can kind of like get confusing, and that's why there'd be like vegan wars, right? So for example, with figs, like don't know all the science behind it, but in order for a fig to like come to its full self and bloom and be the fruit that we know, like a wasp has to go inside and pollinate it or something like that, but in the process the wasp dies. So there are some people who will say figs are not vegan because
animal death happens.
Yeah, I don't know, because like that's how y'all been doing it since Jesus. And if Jesus checked it off, like, okay, cool. I can't argue with that. Or palm oil, right? Even though palm oil itself is vegan, orangutans eat palm trees. And so I don't think it's necessarily veganism. I think it's more overconsumption, which is what I think America has a problem with. Another episode for another day.
Okay.
So some people will say that vegans don't eat palm oil because in order to get the palm oil, they have to destroy the habitat. Correct. So I think it's up to personal preference. Some people, I've had people say like, oh, well, if you eat honey, then you're not vegan. But I'm like, again, it's about the police.
Okay, and it's the police.
To the casket drop. To the casket drop. Both of them actually.
That was fun. So this next segment is called I'm with the shit.
Okay.
So I'm gonna make a stance and I'm gonna stand on it, and then you gotta make a stance too, okay?
Okay.
So I'm with the shit. To me, vegan is another food category, and you can enjoy as many food categories as you want. You don't have to choose a category. I'm with the shit.
Got it. Okay. I'm with the shits, and I believe nobody should police anybody's body and what they're eating. The shit.
Yeah. All right, Sunny. Well, thank you. This has been an amazing episode. Like, I really enjoyed you. Hopefully, you can be a part of our event this December.
He would want to put that while it's being recorded. I told you I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I gotta get back to the South Africa squad.
Yes, period. So, y'all, let's pray that Sunny can be a part of Vegan Vibes. December 7th. Shameless plug. And thank you again. I'm Leah Donis. That's Sunny. This was Banter with Your Gay Best Friend, Season 1.